Hey everybody, what's up? Happy New Year. Welcome back. Cheers, everybody. Since I didn't get to cheers everybody on New Year's. Did we stream? We didn't stream on New Year's. No, we didn't.
We were asleep.
Yep, I was a big bubble blowing baby and went to bed at a decent time, and I was just like, I'm over this year. I'll wake up, we'll start in the next year. So welcome back to our second stream of the new year, but our first D&D stream. I had like a little brain fart there. So we took a week off, so give me a minute to get the rust off the gears. But Nightbot's making up for that in chat by talking nonstop, so we'll see if that continues. So yeah, welcome back to Cloak and Stagger. I am Moose. I'll be the GM tonight. We are continuing our Icewind Dale campaign, Rime of the Frostmaiden, and as always, we're joined by our fearless and almost dead group, Was. So speaking of that, who would like to give us a recap from the last session?
I'll do it.
Okay. Aramil is prepped, doing something.
Just adjusting.
It looked like you were jacking a car up.
Well, or jacking something.
Oh, this is family friendly, sir.
Jacking up the D&D.
There we go.
So so last session, which was session number 6. This is number 7 this week. We were on the lake. We traveled for a long time, mostly frozen. We eventually got to some water parts, and we eventually got to get rowing, get canoeing, having fun out on the water. Kind of didn't know where we're going, but we eventually found some non-ice rock formations, shore. We saw some caves and stuff. Then it just started going downhill from there. We eventually found a boat there. It's called the Bunch of Knuckleheads, was etched on a boat. It was all fucked up. Bunch of empty ale bottles, etc., etc. We got attacked by some harpies or something. We killed one got away. Then we're like, all right, well, let's go explore these caves because we don't know anything about them. And then we started to explore them, trying to be all sneaky, quiet, whatever. Some kind of water creature emerged. It was cool. We killed it, we think. I don't know. And then we kept exploring. We eventually found some treasure behind a waterfall, which was a great thing to finally happen in my life. We found some stuff inside of it. We took a rest. We chiseled out the stuff. It was an explorer's pack. Sandy took it. Sandy's got 2 backpacks, or 3, or 4. We came across an empty room kind of in the back of or not an empty room. We came across a scary room in the back of the cave. Bunch of blood and stuff, rusty gear. Some fresh death had just happened. Huge, terrible skeleton guy, like the guys in Doom with the axes who are assholes, was in the ice. He started to break out. We tried to light him on fire. We didn't know what to do. And then we barely survived.
Very good.
And we were like, F this, we're out. And then we left.
They'll started booking out of the cave.
I think we're at the boats, or we're either getting back to the boats.
You made it back
the cave.
Yeah, you made it out of the cave and you made it back to the boats, and you were hopping in. So that was a pretty accurate recap. Well summed up. Thank you, sir. You get inspiration for the night. If you don't use it, you lose it, as is tradition. So that being said, anybody have any comments, questions, concerns before we continue? All right. Well, let's just jump right back to it then. So you find yourselves back out on the boat, hopping over the dead body of this harpy that's still laying on the ice there, sort of blood frozen now, onto the boat, and the wind still just howling across the lake itself, very frigid, very cold. But still one of the nicer days that it's been since you've arrived here in Icewind Dale in 10 Towns. So I will now pass it off to you guys.
So I know we're not doing too well, everyone.
No.
As I have blood in my hands from coughing it up.
So if you all can focus for a moment and keep your entrails inside your bodies, help me survey the area for a good spot to rest. Rather than cross the lake, maybe we should find somewhere a little closer. Yes?
I look
Yes.
very unsteady on my feet.
Yeah.
Now I'd like to look around now for a place we can maybe set up at that doesn't look maybe too ambushable.
How far away are you trying to like look?
Anywhere.
So as I would like to use my character's awesome, knowledgeable, logical intellect and determine, if we go this far away from the cave thing is less likely to fuck with us. So that distance.
Okay, I'll say this. Because I was debating between an investigation and a perception check. But in this particular case, let's say investigation.
Oh, I will investigate. Again, and since I asked my crew, can they help me? Can that be some advantageous
look.
investigation?
Sure, roll with advantage.
Yeah.
You got it. Oh
Okay,
yeah.
I'm
maybe.
nothing if not a generous DM.
I'm glad I asked.
But I will kill you.
Yes.
So 12. So with a 12, you're able to survey the shoreline a bit, and you see a lot of similar features, both to the kind of northeast and then southwest as the coastline runs. You can see probably for a few miles in either direction with kind of the clearer weather right now. And you see there's a spot to the southwest where the rocks almost kind of jut out into the lake a bit, and then you kind of lose sight, almost like a crag sticking out in the into the lake. That maybe there's a spot to hide behind there, maybe not.
Does it look like we got to take the boat to get there?
You could walk, but it's ice all the way, so it would probably be faster to take the boat.
Okay. I point that spot out to everyone and announce, we need to go there.
Okay. Are you trying
I'll pick
to
up
like?
I'll pick up the rowers. And
The oars.
or oars, whatever. And with like one eye open, like try to start rowing us to the way that I think he's pointing.
Okay. Make a frost check for me as you guys row out into the water.
All of us?
No, just actually, yeah, all of you go ahead and make one for me.
I shouldn't have asked.
Nice.
It's not that cold.
Not
Okay.
at all.
Everybody, you seem too distracted by your wounds to pay attention to really how cold it is out here, and you are able to shake it off and continue rowing on through the ice. And it takes you probably about 20 minutes or so, maybe 30 to row down here, as you're having to kind of weave through some of the thicker ice flows in the water there. But you eventually do make it to an area. Let's see if I have this here. That seems to have a fairly safe area to kind of rest. I don't have a map for this, so I'll just pull us back to here. So it looks like there's about a 20-foot, as you kind of come around this crag sticking out in the water, there's probably about a 20-foot sheet of ice, then followed by some very uneven kind of rocky terrain that has the occasional little kind of flat area if you were looking to kind of unload for a bit.
This looks perfect. We set up here, we rest. You guys look like you need a good bit of rest. Maybe 3 hours, 6 hours.
Vizu, I feel absolutely horrible.
Yes. This is hell on ice.
6 hours then.
I need a vacation.
I don't know why Aramil would not let me rest earlier. Aramil, why are you trying to kill me?
What is
I
this?
said, I'm tired. You said, no, just a little further. Just a
I
little
know.
further.
It was not a great. It was not a great culmination of events that I was pushing for, was it?
I don't feel too good right now.
Hey, but look at it this way: if that monster wasn't in that room, it would have been a great area to rest.
Okay.
Fine.
So
Gotta be positive.
we're looking to take a long rest here.
And we
Okay.
will wake up in the middle of the night and trek back to that cave.
So as of right now, it's 3:30 in the afternoon. What little kind of natural light is starting to subside through the dense, thick clouds above. And just as a reminder, long rest, 6 hours, 3 hours of light activity, or doing one of the resting rolls, and then 3 hours of actual conk out asleep.
I would like to request assistance in trying to fortify our rest position.
Okay. And
I think there's a thing we could do with these fancy camps.
so you can so first of all, well, if you're wanting to kind of secure the encampment, yes. Looking around, you can kind of see a lot of rocks, stones, and things like that laying around that could possibly be used to kind of fortify your area. I need everybody. Well, actually, since you're the leader, I need you to go ahead and roll a survival check for me.
Okay. With advantage.
I'll say since you asked everybody else, then I would assume somebody would have stepped up to help. So yes.
Everything I'm doing was a team effort right now, yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's helped
Wilson
me.
knows he's not a survival god. He's especially looking at Sandy half the time when he's making these choices.
Okay. So you're able to kind of build up. Well, I'll say this: you're kind of doing this as a light activity as everybody else. So what's kind of the resting situation here? How do you guys want? How would you like to do this? You gonna do 3 and 3?
I'll do
Three
whatever
people.
my.
3 people stay up. 3 people sleep, and then 3 people sleep. 3 people stay up.
I'll do whatever Elven sleep
Or-
I need to do.
Let me
Not
look at
3
my.
and 3, but 3 and 2. However
We
you want to
gotcha.
do it.
I'll stay up and help him get everything fortified.
I'll take my first 3 hours and just full on conk out.
Yeah, I'll do
Okay.
an hour and a half trance, I guess, since that's half of
Okay.
whatever.
Very good. So as are y'all setting up tents and everything too? I'm assuming. Okay. So as you are all kind of conking out, the other half of you are setting up this. You're kind of grabbing these stones and stacking them up around the area where you're sleeping to kind of not only block vision from the lake to where you're camping, but also to kind of divert the wind a little bit. So we'll go ahead and kind of fast forward, but I do need everybody to make a frost check, and you can roll an additional 1d6 and add it to your frost check as well. Yeah.
How do I do just a d6?
On the left-hand side of the screen, there should be a little menu bar. One of them looks like a D20, and then you just highlight over that and then highlight over the D6. There you go. Perfect.
Thank you.
And I am made of frost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you do a really good job of kind of diverting this and just using the way that the crag sticks out and the wind whipping around and these stones to pretty well fortify everything. So everybody's able to stay relatively warm, all things considered, throughout your rest. And 3 hours goes by. Well, I'll say an hour and a half goes by. Aramil, is there anything you'd like to do?
I'll go relieve. Once I get up, I'll let the guys know it's time for them.
Okay. So
Guys,
we'll kind of. Oh, go ahead. Go.
Yeah,
No, go.
If you're gonna fast forward, it's good.
Yeah, I was just gonna fast forward here.
Go for it.
And we'll say that the first 3 hours pass, and whoever wants to swap out may swap out.
Okay, I'm swapped.
I am crawling my way into a tent.
This is a long. We'll benefit from a long rest if we swap out right now, right?
Correct. As long as you have 3 hours of hard sleep and at least 3 hours of hard sleep, you're good.
Okay. Well, yeah. If I've had 3 hours, I'll no reason not to. I'll get up.
Okay. So in terms of, we'll go ahead and just kind of fast forward through this long rest because I've already rolled. Nothing's gonna fuck with you right now. So for the first 3 hours, you get half of your hit die back for that first 3 hours, and after the second 3, you get all your spell slots back.
All right.
You can also use any hit die you would like to use right now. Nice.
Needed that.
So we only get one hit die back?
So you get 1 hit die back, yeah. And if any of you have a level of exhaustion, you can get rid of it. Get rid of 1 level of exhaustion. I don't think anybody does, though.
And we get our spell slots back?
You do.
Okay.
Feeling pretty good. Recharged.
Do we... We don't get our health back, though.
No, you need a full rest for that. That's spending 24 hours within a town or a safe haven.
I get. So spell slot, does that include getting my rage back for me or no?
I'll say yeah. You can get your rage back after a long rest.
Okay.
I'll kind of just stretch my arms a little bit. Just
I
do
only
one of
got
these
3
moves.
health. How terrible. I rolled a 1.
Oh no.
So you guys are looking like you're maybe looking pretty good now, right? Oh wait, Susinda, are you?
Have you seen me? I look terrible. I feel terrible.
Why don't you wrap those up or something? That's
I'm
Yes,
trying.
okay.
Can't you see?
Sin needs her beauty rest.
well. We really shouldn't stay out here too much longer.
Right. We should move.
You can do as is.
What?
With you don't look fully healed, but what do you want us to? I put my hands on my hips. What do you want us to do, Susinda? What do you want?
Let's go, I said. Let's go. It's fine. Whatever.
Excellent. Now hop in the boat immediately and just look to the others.
Yes, we should leave.
Okay. Susinda, what are you doing?
I'm gonna get in the boat too.
Okay.
Pack up my tent first.
So it is pitch black outside with the exception of the dim light that's coming from the green and purple and blue aurora that shimmers in the sky. reflecting off the water. It's actually beautiful in a way. Although there's the nefarious rumors behind why it's there, it is very striking nonetheless. Bless you, sir. I heard you from, even though you're muted, I heard you from all the way from your house.
Don't worry, it's my sneeze every day.
So, as you're all rowing back, well, let me say this. Are we rowing back toward the cave?
Yes.
Okay. What are we talking about on the way there? Because it's going to take about another 30 minutes or so to get there.
I'm glad you asked, because I turn around and face the group with my arms crossed and head held up high as I say, all right, so round 2. We should probably go over one of my favorite topics. I've read a lot about this. Combat tactics. and I look at everyone smiling expectantly.
I roll my eyes.
Did you guys bring
it's
any health
exciting.
potions with you? Any healing potions?
We don't have that kind of fun.
Yeah, that's pricey. I don't have any healing potions. That's why you're here.
No. Apparently not.
We're getting to the meat of the discussion. I think last time we were maybe a little too cautious. Perhaps we should go with shoot first and ask questions during strategy. You know what I mean?
That sounds more reckless.
From what I
no.
remember,
What's Andy?
from what I remember of fighting the skeleton, me and Aramel were right up in close, and you were kind of at the bottom of the stairs hiding.
You were supposed to scout. One of you was sneaking, and the other was in there.
As he stomps on the boat just kind of starts to rock a little bit.
So if, compromised, like what happened, clearly, use that big ass axe and just, start a swiping.
Right. Well, now we know. Next time we find a frozen monster in ice to start attacking it.
And Sucinda, I have a plan for you in combat now. Since, you're not doing too hot now. You know what I mean?
What?
So I know you like to use that bow a lot to help kind of take things down. I think instead, maybe for the time being, you just hold that shield up high. You going down is very bad for the rest of us.
I mean, you're probably right.
I'd rather see you like an iron beacon rather than an archer in those times. Mm-hmm.
We're still learning this.
I have researched a lot into this, so I'm really well studied when it comes to the art of combat. So I think I know what I'm talking about, and I'm just kind of stroking not only my ego but my face, like I'm enthralled with my level of knowledge right now as I'm looking at the sky.
How believable is this coming across?
Make an insight check, and then are you actually pretty knowledgeable in that, or are you kind of horse shitting a little bit?
With
No.
advantage, right?
Make a
not
deception
no.
check.
With advantage, right?
No, not with. If you want to use your inspiration.
Nah, not on this.
When he says that, I'd like to kind of just put my head down and try to row quicker to get us to our destination.
You kind of start to. Wilzu, if you'll make a deception check.
Absolutely.
Sounds alright.
Yeah, you're still not quite sure how this little person here could possibly know so much about frontline warfare, but you do know he has read a lot of books. He does seem to know his way. He claims to be from a very learned history, so maybe you don't have enough to go on to really call him out otherwise.
Well, that's there's nothing wrong with new strategies. Being careful and watching each other.
I look at Aramil and do one of like Chinese sensei beard strokes as I'm wincing my eyes and nodding at him. Yes, I thank you for approving. Although I know it's correct, I appreciate it. I'll turn back and face forward and with more confidence than before, just stare ahead.
Okay. And so about 30 minutes passes, and you see the cave formation in the distance again. The night is still clear, not a lot of fog or no snow or rain or anything like that. And you find yourselves shoring up onto the sheet of ice there that forms the entrance to the cave. And it's back to here. So you are now in control of your tokens again.
Okay, so we like the part where I'm stealthy, right? Where I'm quiet.
Mm-hmm.
So should we just keep going the way we were, or looking up at these up here? Is it just like sheer like rock wall to 'em, or is it like...
They're fairly steep, but
Yeah.
there's enough like ruggedness and kind of handholds that it would be pretty easy to climb, probably, actually.
So do we feel like going up and I motion, or should we go back the way we somewhat know?
I'm gonna look like I'm thinking about this real methodically, like I'm deducing what the best path is.
Okay.
That seems to be the wisest choice.
The one we're doing? The one we're doing.
The path we've already gone. Mhm.
Yes, yes. All right. I will, hearing that, I will draw an arrow and have it ready, and then I will become the knight.
Okay, and we're all kind of hopping out of the boat.
Yeah, obviously, yeah, out of the boat.
Okay, gotcha. I need everybody to make a dexterity saving throw if we're just hopping on out of the boat then.
I don't want to hop because I know
Hot
that I
roll.
need
We'll just
to
get
buy...
out of the boat.
What are they called? I even wrote this down last time because I know I want to buy some. Crampons. I want to buy some crampons, so I know I don't want to just hop all willy-nilly out.
Oh, that
Okay.
was like the same thing. I didn't do a saving throw, but I just did a dexterity roll.
That's fine. So, Sucinda, you make your dexterity save with advantage.
Okay.
Come on, roll 20.
Oh,
there
boy.
it is. So
I don't know why it rolled twice.
roll 20 is just kind of laggy. Sometimes it does that. So everybody kind of gets out of the boat and onto this sheet of ice that is the shoreline here, and you all have kind of remembered that this is a slippery area, and you kind of jump down, but carefully enough to where you're able to catch your feet. Wilzu, you're so caught up in yourself and your own greatness and looking at these caves, when you jump off of the end of the boat, the heels of your feet just slip right out from under you, and you land right on your tailbone.
Oh shit! Oh hey, ice! There's ice here.
Yes. Yes,
I'll
be
kind of
careful.
slip and slide and get back to my feet. Right. Caution. Yeah, and I'll just nod at Aramil.
Yeah. I'll draw my bow.
Okay.
Try and blend into the northern wall of the upper wall on this map.
Oh, Aramil, wait! Before you
Yes?
go off, since you go, if you find something ahead, come up with some sort of signal to give us, so like we know to come where you are, or give us a signal for like quiet, like something like this, or okay to just normally come, something like this. I don't know.
I send a message to Welzu. I will let you know what I need, or I will let you know if I need you.
Oh yeah, Telepathy.
without saying
Yeah,
a word.
that's probably best. Good.
Okay.
As long as you're not too far away. Yeah, I'll blend. I'll try and be Batman.
Okay.
I'm like,
Make
hey.
a stealth check for me. You should be pretty good at this. There you go. So you feel pretty sneaky, like a sneaky boy right now, as you're looking at the entrance to this cave. Again, what looks to be a former river or stream that flowed out of this cave that has now long since frozen over, completely solid.
Perfect. I'd like to move along slowly.
Okay.
Until you tell me otherwise.
Yep. So everybody, obviously, you're in control of your tokens, so move them however you please. And if there's something you want to do specifically, or say while you're moving around, go for it. And otherwise, I'll tell you when to stop. Something happens.
I'm looking for any changes between here and that room where we fought,
Okay. Gotcha.
while trying to be quiet.
Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Yep.
Cool. So, looking around, I mean, just being just a pretty much flat sheet of ice, you don't notice any disturbances in it or any new cracks or anything like that. The rock walls look the same. Nothing really seems to have changed since you left. Looking up at the ceiling, the caves themselves have about a 30-foot high ceiling, so it's pretty massive in here.
Velzu, are you coming or not?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm on you. I was waiting for a message or something. I guess.
Aramel, you find yourself at that waterfall again, which is about 10 feet tall.
I shoot a message to Welzu. I am at the waterfall, and it seems fine so far.
Oh. Hey, I guess we're cool. He's at the waterfall. Oh, yeah, I see him. There he is.
Wave. Yes, if I could just get a little bit of a boost.
I'll like marine style be ready to help everybody up over the waterfall.
And Sandy, can you see things right now?
I can.
Okay. So you're ready to kind of lift people up?
Yep.
Okay.
Being that I'm 8 foot something.
Yeah,
I
so
should
you're
be able to easily come
you're
up.
able to easily lift people up. So anybody that's wanting to walk or go up, they can.
Yeah.
No problem.
Then I'll go ahead without waiting. Back down this way, hugging the top wall.
Okay.
And then without saying anything, I'm just going to throw my rope up, hoping somebody grabs it to kind of give me a hand up the waterfall.
Go ahead and stop right there, Aramel, for a moment.
Yep.
I see it, and I'm gonna grab it and just kind of look over to Wilzu and... Well, Wilzu, I guess this is how I lose my arm.
Maybe not if we do it together, right? And I'll grab the rope too.
Okay. Make a athletics check for me. I'll tell you what. Actually, both, if you're trying to pull him up, both Sucinda and Wilzu both make an athletics check with advantage. Both of you.
Oh, man.
So you both try to just pull him up, and you're not really able to pull him all the way, but you're able to pull him just enough to where you're able to get a hand up and pull yourself the rest of the way up, Sandy.
Do I notice they were struggling?
Yes.
Can I tell they were?
Yes.
I'm going to shake my head. When we get back in this city, I'm going to take both of you into the weight room like I used to be. and we can just slam iron like it's nothing.
Sandy, you must see I'm like
Can't
seconds
wait.
away from death right now. You do notice that, right? As I have like blood trickling down my nose.
I'm down to pump.
Any good warrior wouldn't let near death slow them down.
Oh, so I mean, I guess then it's okay with you if I should just let you die. You wouldn't let that slow you down.
It would be an honor if I died during battle, but just know if I die, you all are probably dying as well.
What's an encouraging conversation?
I believe him.
Oh, I'm sure you're right.
Is that? I have a DM question.
Yes.
Is that something that we could actually do? Like have a training montage?
Actually, montage.
Like increase, yeah, like increase an attribute or something like.
I'll
You know,
think
take
about
a
it.
week or a month or something.
I'll think about it here. I'll think about it. I'll figure out if there's a good way to do that.
We could do some Rocky, like in the snow, like yeah.
Running up the stairs,
Yeah,
and
running
then
up the
slipping
stairs.
and falling down because it's covered in ice.
It'd be great.
So Aramel,
Yep.
looking ahead, you find yourself once again staring down or staring up the staircase. And if you would make a perception check for me.
Sure, of course.
Okay.
Can I use my inspiration?
Absolutely, if you'd like to.
All right, I'll use it here.
Okay. So coming from up there, you no longer see, a large skeleton or, encased in a block of ice or anything like that. You do hear, though, what sounds like kind of some shambling around. There's definitely some sort of movement coming from something up here.
I still have my arrow down.
Okay.
Drawn. I'll shoot a message to Wilzu. I hear something back here, shambling.
Oh,
And
shit.
then I'll pause. I'll pause and wait again to
I'll
listen.
shuffle over to Sucinda and kind of tug at her pant leg. Sucinda, he hears shuffling or something up ahead. As I'm passing her, I'll say the same to Sandy. They didn't tell me what to do about it, so I just letting y'all know.
Yeah. I'll wait like 10 seconds just to reassess. Not moving.
Okay. And about 10 seconds passes, and you hear kind of the moving of bones again. You do remember from this room previously, though, that there were a couple of larger piles of bones in there.
I'll relay. I hear bone shambling sound. I can't see anything from where I'm at, but and I'll do it over like 2 messages.
Okay.
And I can respond to these, right?
Hmm?
I will respond. Should we send Sandy in to fuck it up and follow behind? You want to try to take whatever it is out? What are you thinking? What do you see?
Give me just a second, and I'll move up just one more to right, just to see if I see anything right there.
Okay. Looking around the corner, again, still utilizing your stealth roll, which was a 15. See something here. Okay. You see what looks like to be a large mound, not nearly as large as the skeleton was, but a mound of kind of snow and ice packed together. It's vaguely shaped. It's got a vaguely shaped face with a mouth on it, although you do see bits and pieces of the bone, like larger femur and bone and things like that, kind of stuck inside this mound of snow itself. It looks like this.
I will relay. I see some kind of snow creature thing with bones. It's staring at me. No, menacingly.
You see
I
it
don't know
take
if
a
it
step
sees me.
forward, and then you see it pull a piece of snow and ice out of its body and go and
I let
start
an
to
arrow
throw
go.
it
I
at
let
you.
an arrow
I need everybody to roll initiative. and you'll both get a free round on each other.
Oops.
Let's see here. Gotta get the right music going, you know. Go. I think that worked. We'll see. Need you to roll initiative, sir, please. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. So go ahead and roll your attack for your bow.
Yep. Nice. I assume just a standard attack because we're looking.
Yeah,
at
it's
each
just
other.
just a standard attack. Let's see.
I'll take it.
19 is definitely going to hit as it just sinks into this thing, and it doesn't seem to affect it at all.
I'll
It seems
message.
unaffected.
Yeah, message is an action. I will back up if I can. Not full 30 feet, just like duck around the corner.
that was gonna be kind of just like a surprise. That was just kind of
sure.
like a
Yeah.
wasn't necessarily your turn. So it
Gotcha.
throws a kind of a huck of itself at you. It's gonna be an 18 to hit.
That'll do it.
And of course I forgot to auto roll damage. So let me fix that there. Let's see. So this will be the damage for it here. 9 cold damage as it just pelts you right on the side of the face with just ice and cold. Which is going to bring us to the top of the round. Wilzu, you've just what's the message you relay to Wilzu?
Right then and there, I was gonna say, attack, attack, attack. End of turn. End of message.
Wilzu, you just hear panic attack in your head.
Hearing that and seeing where I am and not being able to see Aramil, I respond back, fall back, fall back, fall back. And I'll say to Sucinda and Sandy, yo, he's engaged with something and I don't know what. I just told him to come back. And I'll end my turn.
Okay, Sandy.
You're yeah.
I will. Is this difficult terrain or is this normal or?
So where you're standing right now is normal.
Okay.
If you were on the river, it would be difficult terrain.
Okay. I'll just kind of pat Ermel on his back and just reassure him that I'm right behind him, and I will end my turn.
Okay. Aramil, now it is your turn.
So I'll duck. I'll glance back to see if it's moved or anything.
It just seems to be sort of standing there, shambling.
So I'll duck back over here. Sandy, it just threw snow at me, and it hurt really bad. Really bad. Also, I shot an arrow at it, and it was like shooting an arrow into snow. So I don't know if it did anything. I could be useless. And I'll end my turn just panicking.
Okay. Okay. And you hear it just in the cavern ahead. Sucinda.
Well, I'm just gonna go 5, 10, 15. I see them, and that's all. I'm just staying. I'm gonna wait.
When
and
did
if
Lathanders
something
get here?
Oh.
If something comes close to me, then I'll try and attack it with my. I think I have a mace. Let me make sure before I lie to you. Yeah, with my mace. If something comes up, I'm gonna try and like bonk it with my mace. Other than that, I'm staying right here.
Okay. In that case, you start to hear a as this thing kind of stomps around the corner and sees you standing there and is gonna come at you, Aramel. And is going to just reach up with its kind of fingerless, kind of clubbed Frosty the Snowman hand down at you, but you're able to dodge out of the way against the wall as it slams the ground. And you see that this thing is just completely made of snow and ice, and you kind of feel, if you've ever like fallen on ice or like kind of hard snow and kind of scraped your arm or something, that's kind of how the side of your face feels. It's like shards of ice just kind of cut through it. But that brings us back to you, Wilzu. And you have just heard a large kind of clunk from further up the hallway.
So I responded to Aramil fall back as I look up and see Sandy sprint forward. Sucinda step in front of me. and now I just hear combat in the distance, and I'm thinking, what? Fucking why? As I step forward past Sucinda. Alright, can I fit along the wall here, or is that a spot?
If you can move through it, you can.
That's what you told
yeah.
me. I can't heal them if I cannot see them. I'm still far enough back that I can still see, but not get hurt. I hope.
Not you, Sucinda! Why are they up there? As I charge a
I
fireball
don't know.
and try to shoot between them at whatever this is.
Okay. Make the attack roll with disadvantage, since you're trying to split the difference between two people here, and fire up. They have the high ground.
Wow.
Oh, but it still hits. Not a crit, but it still hits.
Perfect.
For 7 damage. Now, as your fireball, or your firebolt rather, sinks right into this thing's chest, you see a big chunk of it just melt away, and it looks like it did a lot more damage than what you would have expected it to do. But it's still sort of standing there grumbling.
I'll end my turn by shouting, "This is the opposite of falling back!"
All right, Sandy.
I would like to take my maul. Now, does this thing have like feet, or is it like a giant like snowman base?
No, it's got feet. It's got legs.
Okay. I'd like to try to take its legs out to maybe make it fall down the stairs.
Okay. Make an attack roll for me. Oh, you already did there. So this thing, as you just cleave in right into its where you would assume its kneecap would be, your maul just kind of sinks into it, and you feel the ice sort of give way a little bit, but it's almost like it gets stuck for a second, then you pull back, and then you see its head just whip over towards you.
And then I'll end my turn.
Okay. Aramel.
Perfect. I would like to use my bonus action and disengage.
Okay.
And run back.
Yep, you're able to squeeze past Sandy.
And then I will say, it was like shooting an arrow into snow. It didn't do that much. We may need you. And I'll defy my own wisdom and shoot another arrow at it.
Okay.
Just to see what happens this time.
You should light it on fire.
Oh shit! I should have.
Okay, and that one sinks right into the head of this thing, and it just seems completely unfazed.
That was my best shot ever. I'll just end my turn complaining.
You gonna end your turn complaining? Okay, Sin.
I would like to get out a torch and light it. And get out my flask of oil and just have them in my hand at the ready.
Okay. So are you kind of holding your turn until something specific?
I'm not. Oh yeah. There. No. I'm about to die. My plan is if it walks towards me, if I'm able to hold my torch out in front of me, uncork my flask, have some in my mouth, and like at the circus when they like blow fire, that's what I'm
Wow.
envisioning in my mind is like, and flames, like a human flamethrower, a tiefling flamethrower is what I'm trying to do here. Like Hellish Rebuke, but I don't know it yet.
Gotcha.
But from my mouth.
Gotcha.
That's what I'm envisioning.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
I'm
right,
ready.
So that's going to bring us back to our snowman here, who's going to take another swing at you, Sandy. It's going to be a 22 to hit.
Whew.
Yeah.
And that is going to be 12 bludgeoning, or 3 bludgeoning, and I can't read shit. 9 cold damage.
Sandy's down.
Well, I'm gonna use stone endurance.
Okay.
Doesn't roll it.
There you go.
Is that plus the 2?
Let's see.
Or is that
You can
just
focus
a
yourselves
D12?
occasionally shrug off injury. When you take damage, you can use your reaction to roll d12. Add your constitution modifier to the number rolled and reduce
Looks
the
like
damage
it's
by
just
that.
a D12.
So
No,
just
D12
add
plus
just add your constitution modifier to that 7.
Okay, so 9.
Okay, so
Nice.
you reduce the damage by 9. So 3
just
damage total.
3. Okay.
Willzu.
I will fire another firebolt. Oof.
Okay. That is actually going to hit again, though, as it burns part of its shoulder away. Didn't hit quite as hard as you'd hoped originally, but definitely melted part of it away. Sandy.
After this thing hits me, I'm going into a rage. Let me tell you something, brother.
Oh yeah!
I'm gonna go a swinging. Swinging even harder than I did before.
All right. Swinging into this thing, you actually do make contact with it. And you sink your maul right into the side of this thing. And you see snow and ice just kind of collapse around your mace and fall down to the floor. But then it just seems to kind of refill as you pull your mace back. And this thing is still standing just as fine as it was before.
Well, I'll end my turn then.
Aramel.
I would like to. Well, shit. Do you have any of that oil you can give me? I say to Sucinda. Or
I
I
only
could dip
have
my.
one thing of oil.
Can I dip my arrows in it?
Sure.
So your turns are back to back, so you can use your actions and everything at the same time if you'd like.
Right. Just a little bit, just enough for the arrowhead to light. So as much as my action and bonus action or whatever, I would
So-
in theory go ahead.
So I'll say this. So since this is kind of new territory, theoretically, Sucinda, if you wanted to use your action to pour some oil onto his arrow and light it, you could do that, and Aramil would still have his attack
I'll
and
do
everything
that.
like that.
Okay.
Okay, so she goes over and pours just a little bit of oil onto the tip of your arrow and lights it on fire, and now you have a flaming arrow.
Cool. I will step over here so I can see it better,
Okay.
and then I will take a shot, hopefully with sneak attack, flame arrow,
Yep.
bazinga.
That definitely hits. So this arrow goes streaking through the hallway right past your ear, Sandy. You hear though as it just whooshes by you and sinks right into the chest of this thing. Let's see, that's 9 damage. And the flames sort of emanate as it makes contact with its chest. And you see pieces of ice and snow kind of fall off as this thing, you hear it sort of roar out in what you would assume would be pain. But it deals a significant amount of damage to this thing.
Perfect. I'll back up and end my turn.
Okay. All right, so let's see. Wilzu, you hear the clattering of bones behind you in time enough to not be surprised. As you turn around, you see a skeleton charge in from behind you, and getting a quick look at it, it's wearing, it's got like a fishing rod on it and kind of a tackle box on its side. This looks to be possibly the reanimated remains of one of the fishermen, or a fisherman there, and it sort of charges into the hallway there and is going to make a swipe at you. And is, I believe, going to hit.
Yeah, it's gonna hit.
What is this not doing? Why are you doing this to me? And it is going to do... I'll just do it this way. 6 piercing damage. Or, no. Yeah, 6 piercing damage as it just stabs at you.
Alright.
And that is going to be followed up. You hear another skeleton run into the hallway from behind as well. But he's not able to swing at you because you're kind of behind a rock wall right now. So that's going to end his turn. That brings us to the snow golem, who is going to take another slam attack at you, Sandy. And is going to hit again. Or 10 damage total. Is your physical damage halved, or is it all damage?
It should be just physical. Also,
So-
you're muted.
You're muted, Sandy.
Physical, bludgeoning, piercing, slashing.
7.
Oh,
I can-
that's so. I actually misread that. So, if you take half physical damage, that's going to be 3 plus 4, so 7 total damage.
So, okay.
Because only 4 of it was cold. As it just, you feel this ice and snow just kind of bite, almost like you've reached into the ice cube drawer for a little too long, and you start to feel that pain, you know? That's gonna end its turn. Wilzu, you're up.
Seeing these new opponents, I'm gonna try to be a little clever here. I'm gonna scoot to this. If I scoot to the side, since that other one couldn't attack, that wouldn't be an attack of opportunity, right?
Correct, yeah, he couldn't really reach you.
Okay. I would like to try the shove bonus action
Okay.
against this skeleton.
Ooh, this is new. This is a new challenger. Let me look up the rules here. Thanks to D&D
Trying to-
Beyond, it's very quick.
Push him away from me.
Use the attack action. You can make a special melee attack to shove a creature, either to knock it prone or push it away from you.
Oh no, so that's not a bonus action?
It is, let's see. It looks like the attack action, yeah. We're not in Baldur's Gate, unfortunately.
Yeah. And I'm too weak to gamble on that. I can't gamble on that. I'm gonna have to disengage
Okay.
and move. Actually, you know what? No. I'm gonna just move away from it. It can do its attack.
Okay.
I'll deal with it. We'll see if I can deal with it.
Okay. It'll take an attack of opportunity against you here. It's gonna be 6.
God. Well, I'm unconscious.
Oh no! Wilzu, you fall to the ground. Sandy.
Man. That changed my decision. Is there... So I know me attacking this does nothing to it.
You've been able to glean that by now, yeah.
Is there... If I hold my action,
Come and get my stuff in my hands.
if I step away, there's a chance I will go face first down these stairs.
Absolutely. Unless you disengage first.
Is disengaging not an action I need to have? Kind of thing? Is that
Correct.
something
That's
everyone
just
can
something
do?
everyone can do, yeah.
Oh.
I can just do it as a bonus action.
Yeah,
I see.
yeah.
Oh,
since
okay.
he's
Okay.
you know,
Is
a rogue, he can do it as a bonus.
Is there, if I hold my action, is there an action where I can do that helps give me better defense kind of thing?
I believe.
Like my thought process is holding my action here to hold this golem away from everybody else.
Let's see here.
But I'm hoping there's some type of defense I can do or something along those lines.
Let me.
If you don't attack, if you don't attack, you lose your rage. Just FYI.
Shit.
So
Shove's an attack, right?
shove would be an attack, yeah, if you wanted to try and knock this thing prone or knock it back.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
it
guess
doesn't
I
have
could-
to hit. You just have to attack.
I guess I could do that.
You could also try and grapple it. You could shove it.
What would shoving? What would I need to roll for shoving?
So you can choose to either knock it on its back or push it away from you by 5 feet.
Yeah, we have to roll something for that, right?
It's just an attack.
What?
It's like a
knocking on
melee
it
attack.
back would that like make it lose a turn essentially? Because it'd
No,
have to get back up.
it would have to get back up, but it only costs half of its movement to get back up. But theoretically, if you move, so shoving it away from you,
And then I could.
and then you could move without.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
know.
Let me try to shove it away from me.
Okay, make an attack roll.
What exactly would I need? To
Just
do?
roll a d20 and add your strength modifier to it. It'd be the same as like doing like an unarmed attack.
Oh,
Nice.
Okay.
Okay. You shove the
+3.
shit out of this thing. And on a nat 20, I'll actually say you shove it back an additional 5 feet as this thing goes stumbling back and sort of falls and rolls, but sort of comes back up a little bit. But I'll say he was pushed back 10 feet and is prone at the moment.
Okay. All right.
With your raging shove.
Cool. Well, then I'll move.
Yep, you still have all your
Man.
movement.
Um,
And you can move through people, you just can't end your turn there.
yeah. I guess I'm gonna move up, step over Wilzu. And I guess I'll go here.
Okay. Yeah, you're kind of up
Yeah.
against the wall a bit, but yeah.
Like, in theory, I'm assuming that one still wouldn't be able to attack me, like how I wasn't able to attack Wilzu.
Yeah, it's just the terrain is kind of in the way a little bit.
Okay, and then I'll get in I'll get in my wrestling stance,
Okay.
and then I'll end my turn.
Aramil.
Seeing these skeletons come up, I'll shoot it.
I'll say Aramil and Sucinda, both of your turns are now, so you can do however you'd like to interact with each other or not.
I was just gonna shoot a shot at this one.
Okay.
Sin.
Go for it.
I don't know if he's engaged or not.
I would say, yeah, he's definitely engaged, so it would be a sneak attack.
Take that extra one.
Hell yeah. So you sink an arrow right into this thing's skull, and it seems to almost knock it off, but it still sort of shambles back to its feet.
End of turn.
Sucinda.
I would like to channel divinity and try and cast Turn Undead.
Okay.
So let me just go ahead and press that button. It needs to make a wisdom saving throw. If it fails its saving throw, it is turned for 1 minute or until it takes any damage. A turned creature must spend its turns trying to move as far away from me as it can, and it can't willingly move into a space within 30 feet of me.
Okay.
It
So
also
both of
can't take
them-
reactions.
Both of them need to make a wisdom save here. What's your spell save?
My spell save is, I want to say 13, 12. 12.
That's a fail
Nice.
and 1 success. So we'll say the one closest to you failed and pushes the other one out of the way, knocking it prone on the ground.
And I will say, too, it has to dash, so maybe
Yep.
it'll hurt itself.
So
On the
both
ice.
Sucinda and Sandy, you both get an attack of opportunity on this thing as it starts to dash off into the back
Nice.
from where it came.
Oh yeah.
So go ahead and make attack rolls.
Wait,
Should be
no,
a-
we don't want to attack it.
I mean, the die has been cast. Sandy, you make direct contact with this thing, and this thing just falls to pieces on the ground,
Okay.
Perfect.
and its bones sort of scatter across the ice and sort of slide every which way, but this thing is no more. And the other one's just prone on the ground here. Okay. Does that end your turn, Sucinda?
It does.
Okay. That's going to bring us to this one, who's going to stand up and march forward and take a swing at you, Sandy. We have 13 to hit.
No, sir.
All right, you're able to parry its attack off and almost kind of spin this thing around, which brings us to our golem here, who's going to take a couple steps forward here. And let me see here. Actually, I can only move here. And he can only see you, Aramel, so he is going to take another part of his body and throw another ice kind of snowball at you. It's going to be a 9 to hit, which I believe misses.
Yeah, thankfully.
As it crashes against the wall next to you, and it hits so hard you actually see some of the rock crumble off and hit the ground.
That would have been devastating.
Wilzu, make a death save for me.
I always forget how to do this. Oh, here it is.
All right, that's one success. Sandy.
I'm going to swing my Maul of Ray skeleton, swinging at Sin.
Yeah.
All right, that
Nice,
one definitely hits. And this thing just falls to pieces and crumbles on the ground in front of you. It is no more.
Would trying to help Wilzu up without having any type of, healing thing, take like some type of action.
So as an action, you can, if someone's downed, you can attempt to make a medicine check to stabilize them. It won't bring them back from the dead, but it will stop them from having to make death saves.
Okay. But that's as an action.
That is an action, yes.
Okay. Well, then I'll move over to kind of block anyone else from coming from behind us and end my turn.
Okay. Aramil. And Sucinda.
Well, as the great bard Mim Jorison said, let's light the night on fire, and then if that's okay with you.
Yes, I need you to get the oil out of here yourself, though, so I can save Wilzu.
Perfectly fine. So I would love to dip an arrow, light
Take a
it,
shot. Go for it.
F this guy.
I believe in you.
Damn it.
That hits.
What?
Yeah. And it sinks right into this thing's head, and its head just melts and then shatters, and this thing just very disturbingly twitches and
away.
melts and falls into a puddle on the floor and is dead.
I can't believe that worked.
I guess it's a good thing I had some oil and created a fire.
Yeah. How's Wilzu?
I corked my oil, put it back in my pack. Sandy, can you even see right now? As Judah can't see, right? Do you need this?
I have my lantern kind of tied to my hip.
Well, what do I do with this then? I try and put it out in some ice or something. I don't know. And then I bend down to my good friend Wilzu. Can't you guys just stop dying, please? I'm hurt too. I would like to be helped too.
Yes, we agree this place is terrible.
And I touch him and I heal him for 4.
Help sit you up. Leaning
Over my
against
head.
the rocks.
I'll stand back up, and I'll kind of my eyes half shut, and I'll just start poking Aramel's thigh. Why didn't you fall back?
Oh, believe me, I ran away. I can't say for the rest of the team what to do, but I certainly ran away from the snow monster.
Sorry, Vilzu. It's the best I can do right now.
I'll sit down in the snow for a moment.
Right. If I had been a little sneakier, indeed I would have fallen back and devised a plan. We're learning.
We're 2 for 2 on sneaking, sucking shit. So we move as a unit from now on, at least for here.
Well, at least we knew it was there before it attacked us.
That's a very faintly unglowing lining you're trying to point out, my friend.
+1 for sneaking.
This place sucks. I hate
Yes,
it.
It is the word.
I mean, by the looks of it, and I'll look at the skeletal remains, I think we found the fishermen, so we could just, like, dip.
Oh, right, yes. They did have a fishing pole. Unusual for skeleton.
Maybe check for some initials or something on it. Something to prove that these are the guys.
Yeah, I'll take a look at the, equipment, like the tackle box or whatever they were carrying there.
There don't seem to be any kind of initials or anything indicating who it belonged to or anything like that.
How do the clothes look?
It looks well worn and everything. The clothes on these things are very tattered.
Very tattered. I feel like that means that these people might have been here for a while.
Yes. I mean, we do have that boat. We could take that with us.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. We should just bring that as our proof then.
I
Yes.
mean,
And this fishing pole.
I don't
Everybody
want
make
to say
a
that I'm like the
perception check.
greatest person in the world, but darling, what if they are actually alive and then they escape and we've taken the boat with us? Wouldn't that be something? Now they can't get back and they're stuck on the shithole.
Well, that's a problem for not us. We've got 2 boats.
We don't seem to be equipped to deal with this place, I'm afraid, Sucinda.
Oh,
One
I
fight and we
agree.
get flanked and panic, and we're all almost dead again. I'll be honest, I'm kind of done here.
We haven't even made it up this hill. 2 times now we've almost died.
Well, to be fair, all they did ask was just to see if we found survivors. If I remember right. Let me look over my mental notes.
So, Wilzu and Sandy, both of you smell this aroma coming from somewhere else in the cave. It smells delicious. Like, just...
Oh boy.
Like if you're just so hungry and you haven't eaten and somebody's cooking food, it just smells like the most delicious kind of just intoxicating smell that you've ever smelt, just about.
Okay, do you guys smell that?
So Cinda, you can make a perception check as well to see if you smell it. Actually, you know what? I'll say this. After Wilzu points it out, you can all smell it. Yeah.
Well, now
It
I
smells delicious.
You know, I do think
Does
that we
smell.
should be heading out.
Yes. Well, the guy said after this aroma, if we brought back bodies or alive, we'd get both things. But we just, I don't know, what do we bring? The boat? Is that a body?
I think we need to get the hell out of here as quickly as we can. Due to this aroma, there's a hag, you know, and my guess is that she's probably cooking up these fishermen as we speak. And that's why it smells so delicious, because it's all a trick. I've heard lots of stories about hags and making stuff out of people, and it's a trap. I'm calling it now. It's a trap.
I don't doubt it. I'm for leaving as well if you guys are up for it. We'll just bring the damn boat back. Maybe, I don't know, grab that arm bone from that one.
I say a fishing pole.
We can go back, ask for some more money, because this is clearly way more dangerous than he made it to be. and then we get better equipment, come back here, and try to figure something out.
I do want to go look at the snow creature one last time before we leave.
Yeah, maybe it has teeth or something. Bring that too to prove it.
I'll go up the stairs. Not go too far, but just to see what's left.
Okay.
Are you guys all ready to run? Normally, this is when something else bad happens.
This is
I feel like there's a trigger point at the top of the stairs, like, oh, you've stepped here. Here comes another enemy.
Hearing that, I like look down at the steps, like they're like a plate or some shit. Is that trap?
So looking up, I mean, you're still a good, 15 feet away from this thing, so it's kind of hard to get a good look at it. Make one more perception check for me.
It'll work this time.
Okay. So you don't hear anything in the distance, but shortly after you're kind of looking up at this thing, you see a woman walk around the corner.
Nope, straight out.
And,
Straight gone. Leaving out.
She
Vamp.
sort of she sees you and sort of takes a step forward
Nope.
and says, dearie, what are you doing in my cave?
Nope. As you see, I've already been walking out.
Do we hear the voice?
Yeah. She says,
Sandy,
are
Sandy,
you the
get me the
ones
hell out
that...
of here. Do you hear me, Sandy? Get me the fuck out of here.
So looking at her, she is kind of an older woman, kind of decrepit actually, and she's got kind of these tattered furs around her, kind of to stave off the cold. And she looks and says, "What? Why did you?" She looks kind of down at the chaos. This was the last that I had. How am I supposed to
Slowly edging
protect
out.
myself from it? People who come into my cave.
I see you already have AT&T and you're happy with it, so I'm gonna go.
Why are you
Heads out.
going? Would you like to
Away from-
stay for some dinner?
I message back. I think this is the hag.
Help me down.
To Sandy, and I like slowly start to back up if I can.
And she's just
Closer,
following
closer,
you.
Quick. Wilson, take
Danger,
me
danger,
Dearie.
danger.
Go.
Message.
Wilson, I'm gonna try and hoist myself down. Catch me.
Danger.
Come on,
And
get
she
it.
eventually
Wilson, let's go. Go,
stops.
We're dashing out.
Maybe if we just run in there and just crush her skull in real quick.
Yeah, maybe on like a better day that's not today.
Okay.
She said she was out of tricks, so we should come back soon, but not now. You know what? I'll just like jump off the thing, trying to cartwheel off.
Okay, make a dexterity saving throw with disadvantage.
I've been rolling. Not
DM,
bad.
Yeah, you're able to kind of catch yourself. Yes, ma'am.
Wilson, may I speak for you, darling?
Yeah, whatever. We're leaving.
Wilson and I would like to get in the boat and prepare for takeoff. We want to get the boats nice and ready.
Please keep your seats in the upper right fasten location. Sandy, we should go.
Yeah.
We need to get a...
Okay, you all make your way back out of the caves and to the boat. And that's where
The
we're
ship
gonna
will be
take
departing.
a little bit of a break here so we can all regain our composure after we all panic ran out of the cavern. After just an innocent old lady just wanted to come up and ask what's going on? Why you in here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
In this prime real estate.
this is prime real estate.
Yep. In her fancy home.
That being said, everybody, we're gonna take a 15 So hang in there with us. If you are enjoying, oh my goodness, let me fix this real quick here. There we go. If you're enjoying the stream so far, hang in there with us. We'll be right back. Give us a follow if you want to catch us in some future streams. So yeah, just give us a about 15 and we'll be right back. Cool. Okay, we are back, everybody. Thank you for being patient with us. So we just finished an unexpected kind of epic fight here with some kind of snow creature, as well as some skeletons that seem to ambush the group mid-fight. At which point, they were greeted by an old woman. And they all very quickly turned tail and run outside of the cave and hopped in the boat. So, what would we like to do?
So who has hit die left that they
Not
can
me.
utilize? I have both of
Not-
mine.
Sandy has none.
Okay.
Well.
No, knowing this, heading straight back to town seems like the better option. Right?
Yeah, I'm about to die, honestly.
Okay. I know it's dark, but let's go. Let's do it. We can't stay here.
Okay, so hopping in the boat and headed back towards East Haven.
Um,
And get
Should-
time the other boat's ours.
yeah, so I was about to say, should we tie
Yes.
that boat up and kind of bring it with
Yes.
us?
Take it with us as proof.
Okay.
I'll tie a rope to it and tie it to the end of our boat.
Oh, yes, I have a wonderful story I've just created in my head to explain why we've taken their boat as well. Oh, this is good. This is nice. Okay, yes. This is a good idea.
Right.
I like
I'm glad your moral quandary has been squandered or squashed by a story.
You just wait for the story. It will
Oh.
be great.
Wait, we can't know the story before we get to town.
I
so
like
we
a
can,
good
like-
story.
You
So
don't
we
want it
just-
to be a surprise.
Knowing your stories and the way you can very easily get mad at people, I don't know if it's the best.
You mean
Some-
that you know it's the best? I think that you mixed your words up there.
Sandy, sometimes a good story is better than the truth.
F it. I'm with y'all.
Sandy, you just stay in the back of the room whenever it's happening, so we can just.
Okay.
Two separate moral.
Okay. So, in the boat, so the plan is we're going and resting for an hour first, and then heading back to town, or heading straight back
we're
to
going,
town.
We're going right back to town.
Okay.
Rest won't do any good for half our party right now.
Okay. So let's see. It takes you about 3 hours to row back to East Haven. And after about 2.5 hours, you start to see the flickering lights of East Haven off in the distance. As you're rowing, I need everybody to go ahead and make a frost check for me one more time. As this kind of midnight cold, just sort of, this wind just sort of sweeps down across here. Let's see here. So Aerial 7. All right. So all of you, you begin as this wind is just relentless on your backs as you're rowing back to town. Begin to experience mild hypothermia. And right now, it doesn't seem to be too bad, but right now, you can no longer use reactions, and you have disadvantage on initiative checks currently, just from being out in the open cold for so long in the middle of the night. But nonetheless, you make it back to town, and you find yourself back up on the ice, walking for a while until you make it to the docks there.
Yeah, thankfully.
All right, let's say we just tie the boat here and just leave it here, and we go rest for a while. We'll go talk. We'll go talk once we've recovered, huh?
It's
Yes.
about 1:30 in the morning right now.
Sounds good.
Yes.
What's
Alright,
that
let's go.
inn? What's that hotel?
I don't remember what it's called, but I'm sure we'll find it if we just walk through town and look around.
The White Lady Inn. That's it. Let's go.
Yes.
Okay, so we're headed back towards the White Lady.
Mhm.
Okay, it doesn't take too long for you to get there, and when you do, you walk through the door and you see Bartabin there at the entrance there, and he greets you and says, "Ah, well, my, it's quite late, and well, you all look kind of rough. I'll be honest."
4 rooms. How much? 1 room, 4 beds, something.
1 room, 4 beds, 2 gold.
Okay, and I'll just set 2 gold on the desk.
He says, same room as last time. Go down the hall, last room on the left before you reach the storage room.
And without another word, I will just trudge on through.
Okay, let me
Teeth
make sure.
chattering, I follow.
I'll wait just a sec.
I want to make sure that I've got my gold nice and secure. Don't want anything happening.
Okay. Yep, you double check. Looks like everything's good.
I'll,
Wilzu, you immediately go into the bed and just crash face down.
Mm-hmm.
I'll ask Bartabin how much for the for breakfast.
Ah, for that you'll have to head across town. We do not have any kind of food here. You'll have to head to the Wet Trout.
I'll say to and thieves can't essentially. What about what? How do we set up breakfast last time? And I'll say out loud, how do we rearrange the wagon wheel to steer
He says,
it?
well, unfortunately, the horse is not docked at the stables at the moment,
Ah,
and I have no way to feed it.
right. All right. Well then, no, I just leave.
Okay. But he does kind of explain to you kind of how to get to the Wet Trout if you're hungry.
Okay. Cool. I'll lock our door.
Okay. And you all find yourselves alone in your room. Is there anything you'd like to talk about in particular?
No.
I fucking hate it here. Good night.
Everybody snoring.
Okay. So for the next 6 hours, you're able to fall asleep and rest without issue. You gain half your hit die back and the rest of your spell slots. You can hang out here for a full 24 hours if you'd like to take a full rest.
I think that's the plan.
Okay.
The full rest would be us getting everything back fully, full bore,
yeah,
ready
but
to go.
You kind of have to hang out in a town for a full day. So if you'd like, let's see, after 6 hours, that we'll just call it. We'll call it an even 8 a.m. As the sun rises, and like I said, you have half your hit die back. You're still pretty wounded, pretty hurt, but you have all your spell slots back, and you see the sun. Well, not the sun. That was a bad Sorry, slip of the tongue there. You see the light sort of emanating in through kind of various cracks through your walls, through the doorway, and through the. There's no window in the room there, but you kind of wake up just kind of on your own there around 8 a.m.
I stayed.
What?
I'm still just laying in bed.
I don't want to get up.
And you can go around the town and do things if you need to eat. You can go to the Wet Trout. If you wanted to do any shopping, you could.
Well, we should get some food and report to the captain.
Yeah.
But then otherwise, we should not leave.
Not to be negative, but if we get into a fight in town, are y'all good then? You don't look good still. You still look mortally wounded.
Why would we get into a fight in town?
I don't know. If it happens, though, what are you going to do about it?
Run away?
I glare at Airmill when he says that. Yes, run away, like we should have done earlier, right?
So after 24 hours, if I use my one-hit die I have now, will I get both of them back?
If you complete a full rest, you regain all hit points, all hit dice, and all spells.
Perfect. I will roll my one-hit die right now, then. I've just gotten it back, and I can't wait to spend it.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Much better than last time. Perfect.
Yeah, I'll do that too.
Ah, I'm feeling much better.
Okay. We got a report on the fisherman thing, and then I guess we'll just take the rest of the day off here and again build ourselves back up and I guess figure out what to do.
Yes,
Let's
I
get
do
some-
need to go shopping also while we're here.
Let's go to the Wet Trout first. Get some food.
All right. Why not?
Okay, so we're headed across town to the Wet Trout.
Mm-hmm.
Guarding my pockets.
Everybody else doing the same?
Let me
Absolutely.
actually stay right here, and as I'm still in the room before I left, I want to hide my pouch between my boobs.
Okay.
Minus 5 gold.
All right.
Gotta pay for, 5 gold.
Okay. So you're currently right here at the White Lady Inn. The Wet Trout is up here to the northeast. So it takes you about, 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes or so to reach it. But as you do, you see kind of smoke billowing out of the smokestack there from the building itself. And let me pull it up here. You find yourself standing outside of a fairly large building in front of you. And the
Okay.
doorway is right. Yeah, I didn't do the best job masking that, so my apologies.
Well, let's get some food. Is it open?
Yep, so as you approach the door, you're able to push it open, and you see a fairly busy establishment in here, and just general people talking amongst themselves, a fire kind of roaring off in the corner. Looking at the actual bar itself, you see
Another tiefling? Who are you?
see
This
a
is my
tea-
town.
you see a tiefling sitting at the bar, and behind it an actual dragonborn standing behind the bar, actually serving the tiefling.
Wow. Well, this is our table.
And no one
there
seems to be going out of their way to look at you and serve you.
I was about to say, are there any wait staff?
Yeah. You see, the occasional, there's a woman from behind the bar that occasionally kind of walks out with food or drink, and will walk to a table, but they don't actually actively come towards you.
You guys, would you like me to call someone over here?
I think we probably just order at the bar. Which you guys look great, so I'll go order. Sin, would you like to come and watch my pockets?
I'll come, yes.
And I'll send a message. Inquire about your friend.
I don't know who she is. No friend of mine.
Two-time and tiefling.
Two-time and tiefling, this is my town. It ain't got room for the both of us.
So looking at this tiefling, it actually looks to be a male tiefling.
What's your business here? Why is your hair so luxurious?
I glance back and like do one of those like.
He turns to you and says, well, fresh blood here. You don't see that very often these days outside of the couriers. What brings you to East Haven?
Me?
You're the one talking to me.
What brings you here?
You live here.
Yes.
I can assure you that you most certainly do not, and I do not like being lied to.
Okay, I'm just kidding. I live one town away. What's your business here?
Well, I, in fact, do live here. My name is Scython, and I am the proprietor and the captain of the ferry, which unfortunately right now is indisposed.
Oh, what a shame.
So I find myself here day in and day out because it's the only entertaining thing to do.
You don't take frozen rides out there. You know you can still get out.
My
No
ferry
frozen tourism.
My ferry is quite actually stuck in the ice.
He said Tython?
Scython.
Scython.
Scython. But that's neither here nor there. I surely expect this winter to pass quite soon, and I'll be back up and running in no time.
What makes you think it will be soon? It's been going on for like, what, bloody forever.
Right, so how much longer could it possibly go for?
Bloody forever.
I try and squeeze my hand around the corner like, hey,
Are you trying to get Scython's attention?
no.
Oh.
The guy behind the counter.
So, looking behind the counter, it's actually a female, dragonborn. Let's see, what was
What's it called? The barge? What's it?
Ferry.
Ferry.
the fairy. He says, I used to take people and cargo from here to the two castles, Caer Dineval and Caer Konig, along the western shore of the lake. But until, the lake decides to thaw out, here I am. Luckily, I've made quite a little nest egg, and, I know people. Know lots of people. I hear lots of stories. And so I make a little on the side with that as well.
You hear stories, do you say?
Quite a few, yes.
So tell me then, what exactly happened with the man that burned alive?
Ah, yes, the wizard.
Yes,
From what
tell
I
me.
understand, he had led a group of adventurers to their doom, and he suffered the consequences.
Where did he lead them?
That I am not quite sure.
Was it a cave of harpies, was it? I say under my breath.
He looks, you see his ears kind of twitch, and he looks over at you and says, No, not to my knowledge. Harpies were not involved.
I sent a
and
message to...
At that point, the bartender seems to take notice of you and walks over and says, What do you want?
I send a message to Wilzu and say, this guy's the captain of the ferry that's stuck. I would like, what breakfast options do we have?
Well, let me turn around and look. Hold on. And she kind of begrudgingly, she doesn't seem like she's in the best of moods. And she walks away for a moment. And Scython
Also,
says,
what kind of breakfast beer do you have?
and Scython looks back to you and Sin and says, I will say, we don't see many tieflings very often here. And sort of leans in and looks at you. I mean, the Tin Towns, they're no stranger to all sorts of races, but I will say, tieflings among the rarest. That and Goliath. Oh my god, a Goliath! As he kind of yells across the room.
He's a champion.
A champion indeed! What's his name?
You don't know him just by looking upon him. That is the Sandy Ravage. What do you mean you don't know his name?
Now everyone knows him.
He kind of scoots back on his stool a little bit and say, well...
He's the
You must-
20-time heavyweight champion.
Well,
Wow. Well, very few things pass under my nose without me knowing, and I must say I'm impressed that something or someone that large would be one of them.
Would I be able to
Impressive.
hear this at all?
Vaguely, just over the
Like,
murmurs
would
of
I
the
hear my
crowd.
name?
Yeah,
and then
you
kind
probably
of
would have
like-
heard your name, yeah.
Okay. So the way I'm sitting now is a way where I'm obviously flexing. and I change positions every couple seconds just to
Lady, lay down.
And he says, well, he is quite the specimen.
So what brought you here?
Well, I've been here my whole life. My parents were here and their parents before them. And I've inherited the ferry and, before this rhyme, we were quite profitable in transporting people and goods to the castles, as I said before. And about this time, the Dragonborn comes back to you, Aramel, and sort of leans over and says, we've got ale for a silver, and we've got bread, we've got cheese, and a little bit of meat.
all right.
Do you have mimosas?
She just glares
champagne.
over at you.
I'll take that as a no.
All right, so we'll do 4. I need enough for 4. To that table over there. Or
So that's 4
whatever.
silver for the ale. If you're looking for bread, that's going to be another 2 silver. And then the cheese is going to be 8 silver. You do the
16.
math.
16? 4, 2, 12?
Yes.
18. And that's for everybody.
And if you're feeling generous for our patronage, then sure.
We can always add more. I'll give her 18 silver.
You see a little smirk on her face. And she sort of walks off. And you hear her yell at the wait staff your order. And Scython turns and says, don't mind Nemetra. She's just a little bit crusty, aren't you, Nemetra? And she looks back and says, mind your business, Scython. And he turns back to you and says, she's been here for as long as I can remember. She, from what I understand, is actually, she enjoys this rhyme. And you see her sort of look up and say, "Ah, it is but a test of our true nature. See if we are worthy of surviving. Yes, so in a way, sure." And she kind of goes
How-
back to the food table back there and sort of starts helping to prepare.
How extravagant is this cat's outfit?
Not very. It's nice. But
Commoner
but,
+1, or
Yeah, kind of commoner +1. Yeah,
but not Mr. Fancy Pants.
right.
All right.
He says, "So, what brings all of you here? What a strange group of companions you have here. A tiefling, a sort of elf, a Goliath, and a child. This is no place for a child."
Well, that's rather racist of you. He's actually not a child.
I like
Really? And he sort of leans forward and looks. And your back is turned to him currently, Wilzu.
Not only is my back turned to him, but one of my head's resting on one of my hands. On the table.
He sure is pouting like one.
It's been a rough couple of days.
Ah, you sound like one with a story to tell then, yes? And he takes a drink of his ale.
Yes. It is a story
Actually-
indeed.
The one who normally would tell it is the one you just called a child.
That's true.
Children do love their stories.
Oh.
Right. Children do love their stories indeed.
What is the child's name?
Vilzu.
Wilzu. What a great name.
Would you like to meet him?
Is he exclaiming that?
Yes.
And I'll kind of, eyes half shut, like sit up and just turn and look like, wait, what? Huh?
My God, that child has a beard. He's no child. Is that a... And he gets
We're
up
part
and
of the
sort of
sideshow.
stands up. Is that a gnome? You are quite the sideshow indeed. You must have stories.
I'll turn back to Sandy. Sandy, who the hell is that guy?
I don't know. Sin and Aramel have been talking to him, and I heard him say my name once, so I, kind of showed him my muscles.
I did send you that message saying he's the boat captain, the ferry
yeah.
captain.
Moosey. I need to step away for a moment. The dog has to go out.
Right on.
Okay.
About that time, Nemetra comes back and places all of the food and drink that you ordered on the bar top on a large platter there.
Okay, well, I will take this.
And I will join you.
Our table has 4 chairs. I just kind of walk away.
As he follows you, he grabs one of the chairs from this other table and just plops down right next to you.
I kind of rub my chin and send a message to Wilzu and say, Sin's got us into something with this guy.
He leans on the table. So, Wilzu, child man with a beard. Tell me, what brings you here to the Wet Trout?
Well, let me tell you, demon man with flowing locks.
I am a
turning
tiefling, no demons here.
And I am a gnome, no children here.
Fair enough. He looks over to you, Sandy, and says, "This one has wit. I like you."
We are, and I'll turn back to the table. We're on a mission to find some fishermen, and I'll just rest my head in my hand again.
Ah, the missing fishermen. Yes. I heard they went out a few days ago and never came back.
They won't
Yeah.
be coming back.
You look quite sad. Was one of them a gnome related to you?
Well, it was more the adventure itself that saddens me. We have our answers, but it should have went
Right.
better.
Nearly
Ah.
cost us our lives to get those answers.
So you're adventurers. You told me you were a sideshow.
It's all
We're not
equitable.
We're not a damn sideshow. We're Wes. We're Wes. I'll look it up and start nodding.
We are
Wes. Excuse me if I pride myself on being knowledgeable on things that happen here in the town of East Haven. I do not know a was.
We
Yeah,
are.
we just kind of showed up recently. We're trying to make a name for ourselves, I guess you could say.
And how is that going?
Poor. At the moment.
Well, I suppose you have to start somewhere. Well, I'll tell you what. As a show of good faith, I have heard rumors of about 10 towns. You know, word travels fast here. If you're looking for work elsewhere outside of East Haven, I have heard that. Are you familiar with the town of Targos?
I'm aware of it. What about it?
Well, apparently I've caught word of a band of adventurers such as yourselves. There, in Targos. Apparently they were planning some sort of expedition up the side of Kelvin's Cairn. You're familiar with the large mountain looming over the entirety of Tin Towns, I assume?
I'll kind of look at Airmill and Sandy. That we definitely are.
At that point, he turns his gaze over to you, Sandy, and says, they were hoping to find Minartok. Apparently a Goliath lycanthrope who can transform into a polar bear.
Whoa.
Well, it just seems like stories to me, but I don't think their expedition was supposed to set out for another couple days, from what I understand, so if you were to go there, you could perhaps catch them. So, that is my free information for you here new in town. Do with it what you will, but it sounds like you may have your hands tied up in something here.
And what about you? How are you going to get your ferry free?
Well, for that to happen, I must wait for this goddamned freeze to go away. Hopefully it happens soon.
Have you tried to hire people to get it out?
The ice this close to shore is too thick. It seems like it just freezes over just almost as quickly as we pick away at it.
So you don't need help, is what you're saying.
I suppose that is not necessarily the correct terminology. The help I need is not available.
Unless we can end the damn winter, right? And I'll start rubbing my head again.
Exactly!
How far away is
And those
Targos?
assholes in those castles aren't doing anything to help either. Matter of fact, we've not heard much from, Caer Dinaval, the speaker there. No one's heard from him in quite some time. Well, that's not free information. I'm not. I've given you all the free info I will stand to.
What town was that again?
I'm not saying that again.
It was Tarvos. Tarvos. It's. I'll just kind of wave at him.
Targos.
Oh, Targos. Yes,
Targos.
that is the expedition.
Right.
But I will
What
not
was-
give you the other information again. That was a slip of the tongue.
What was your name again?
Scython.
Scython. Right. Well, Scython, you seem like a... No, kind of look him over a little bit. Boisterous, interesting fellow. We appreciate the information.
Yes.
I'll ask him a question in Thieves' Cant. I'll say out loud, do you like picking cabbage in the chicken coop?
Cabbage
And I'll
hasn't
ask-
been grown here for so. And what would it be doing in a chicken coop? Are you
Yeah.
mad?
It
Maybe
is
you are a
riddle.
sideshow. I do
It
like
is a
you
riddle,
though.
I say on occasion.
And,
Well-
there's food in front of us now.
There
Thanks,
is,
Terrible,
yes.
right? All right,
Yes,
I'll
yes.
munch it down.
You've got bread and cheese and ale in front of you.
I love bread, cheese, and ale.
What is it?
It's the best.
What is it? How much will it cost you to get the name again of that city? Where the speaker?
I'm pretty sure it was wherever his ferry goes to. Which is
My
the-
ferry went to a
uh,
few places. And then you
Carrot-
hear the
Carrot Denival?
the bartender yell out from across the room. The two castles, Caer Denival and Caer Koenig. And then Scython looks back and says, "Ooh, Nemetra, stop interfering in my side business. I don't have a ferry. I can't go anywhere. This is the only way I make money now." And he kind of gives her the and she just sort of huffs and walks off again and seems to engage in some sort of conversation with the people sitting at the bar. Nemetra. She's a fiery one, and that is not a dragonborn pun. But with that, I will leave you to it. Adventurers, I wish you well, and should you need information, know that I do have some, but it comes at a price. And he sort of
Right.
bows down and walks back up towards the bar.
Bye, Scython. Sandy,
Yes.
you should check your pockets.
Pat myself down.
Seems like everything's in place.
Well, I
Well,
don't.
you guys haven't even started eating. If you want to eat, we can go ahead and try to report what we got. Maybe get something out of this.
I will eat.
Well, we got that. Sucinda's new boyfriend. He told us a lot of stuff.
Why is he my boyfriend? Tell me the joke. I do not understand. What, just because we
He
look
was
alike, we must be
infatuated.
dating?
He was infatuated by you quite a bit, if I say so.
He's just surprised that he saw another tiefling is all.
He
And as you
couldn't
glance
stop-
over, he looks at you and winks at you.
he
Oh my
couldn't
gosh,
stop-
I think you're right.
He could not stop looking at you. Like now. Don't look at him, but he's looking at you.
Oh god.
Don't look.
Is
but
he
look.
like older? Is he at least my age or?
He's about your age.
Oh, okay, thank God. Well, I mean, I must say, if one thing, he does have very nice hair.
Maybe you should go over there and, flirt with him a bit and see how much information you can get out of him.
Why don't you go over there and flirt with him a bit and see how much information you can get out of him?
Right, we don't know how he
I'm
rolls.
sitting right next to you. He may be winking at you. I don't know.
I mean, everyone is in love with me.
Right.
Women want to
so
be
then-
with me, men want to be me.
I wonder if he has anything good at his house. Anything that could get lost.
How about you guys flirt with your meal so we can go and see?
Thank you, Bilzu. That is offering me up like a piece of meat.
Oh, no offerings, no.
Oh, we wouldn't let anyone hurt you, Sin. We were just trying
Thank
to get
you.
some information.
What information do you want?
He acted
have
like
any-
he knew a lot.
Does he
I
have
mean, I
anything
was
nice?
outside with the random dogs that had to go out. I didn't hear anything.
Oh, well, he told us about an adventuring group trying to find a Goliath that can turn into a polar bear.
What?
And
Really?
and then Caer Denival's speaker hasn't been heard from in a while.
Sandy, can you turn into a polar bear and you haven't been telling us?
Not that I know of.
Is this a magic trick you never told?
Sandy, make a history check with advantage.
You know, an even better question would be, if you had the opportunity to be a Goliath that could turn into a polar bear, would you take it?
I mean,
Sandy,
polar bears.
You remember as a child growing up hearing the legend of Oyamanartok, this kind of Goliath that went out on its own and was able to kind of transform into this powerful polar bear.
Well, the story he said, I grew up knowing about this Goliath that could possibly transform into a polar bear. But it was just a story.
That's the kind of power we need. Wish I could become a fucking polar bear.
That is fascinating. I'm sure with magic you could.
I know some elders at my old camp that when they fought, they could turn their hands into claws and grow a tail out of nowhere.
The first one sounds really cool.
They become a Super Saiyan. that's all I thought.
What color hair? Was it blue, yellow, red, black? Or just
After much yelling, they just erupted with power.
Was it over 9,000?
We're off the rails. We're off the rails.
Well, maybe we'll. What, Emerald? Huh?
I'm done with my meal.
Yeah, I was gonna say we should go check and see if we can get anything out of bringing that boat back. You want to grab a bone or something, or the fishing pole?
Yeah, it's with the boat.
I
Okay,
finished
fair
my
enough.
meal, I presume.
We could always go to City Hall and let him know we brought the boat back. If they want to fact check us and go check it, they can.
Right.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't know.
true.
I don't know if they want us just bringing in derelict boats into City Hall.
Let's not do that. Let's just
No.
go report on it.
Agreed.
Okay, so we're headed to City Hall.
And then before leaving, I like motion to the tiefling up there, and I'll like point to Sin and be like,
What did you do?
this, and then I'll leave, hurriedly leave.
Okay, so it takes you
Ciao,
probably
boyfriend!
it probably takes you another 20-30 minutes to get from there back to town hall. As you start to see a few more people out in the streets, but still bundled up, it was kind of hard to see their faces.
Guard my pockets.
If anybody gets really close to me, I want to try and pickpocket them.
Okay. You pass. You do pass
Jonathan,
somebody. Yes,
if you look at me, you see the wink?
I do. I don't know what the wink means, but if you want to try to pickpocket someone, you can.
I'm sending you a super secret message.
We'll see what this super secret message is, and then we'll transition over. I'll bring us to the East Haven City map. Let's see what we
I
got
heard.
here.
I heard the text message, darling. Okay.
Oh, gotcha. So yeah, if you'd like to try and pickpocket somebody on the way, if they move too close, I'd say at least one person dead. You can make a sleight of hand check with advantage.
Perfect.
Okay. As you kind of bump into somebody, you reach right into their pocket and pull out 2 gold.
Oh.
and pocket it into your own.
Perfect.
Do we notice this?
No.
No, I'm stealthy AF.
But after that time, you find yourself at the entrance to Town Hall here. And as you walk through the door, there are a set of guards that... Is this not updating? There it goes. Man, Roll20 is being slow. That sort of look at you, and the one to the south says, and what business have you here?
It is dreadful news that we must share today.
He just sort of
kinda keep
looks
my
to
mouth
the
shut and just
ground and looks to the
look at
left and
something.
says, all right, that's about 90% of the news we get, so if you could be maybe just a hair more specific, perhaps we could help
Oh,
you out.
yes. We were tasked with looking for the missing fisherman. We have a dreadful report.
The missing fisherman.
Yes,
Right.
that is what yes.
Well, what have you?
Well, can I please speak to whoever's in charge here?
Well, and he steps
It's
forward.
dreadful, which means obviously it's not good. I want
What
to keep
proof
my
do you
hands
have?
on my pockets. Excuse me, good sir, what was that?
What proof do you have that this is information pertaining to the missing individuals that you speak of?
Captain Arlagath told us to do this.
Yes, where's Captain Algarath?
He sort of he sort of looks around you to the other guard up to the north, and says, "One moment," and he walks off and disappears behind the door here. And the other guard just sort of seems to stand there leaning against the wall looking at you.
I see if the any rumors line is available in chat text.
Huh?
Heard any rumors lately? Is that available?
Are you asking that of the guard?
Yeah.
He says, "No, not really. Just been stuck here in town hall for quite some time, so don't hear much."
I want to whisper to Wilzu and be like, do you want to tell him at first, and then I'll come in with my bit after? Or do you want me to just take the whole thing? I mean, it's honestly up to you. I'll do whatever.
I don't know what your story is. If you got something, you can do it.
No, I'll be the dramatic parts after you tell him.
Oh, okay, let's do that.
Yeah. Okay.
This town is lacking theater.
You kind of hear the guard up to the north of you kind of chuckle a little bit, just.
Maybe we should abandon this whole end of the world and start a theater company.
After about 5 minutes,
I would
you
love it.
see the guard and Captain Arlagath come out, and he walks up to you and says, "So you've made it back. What have you found?"
Well, we know what happened to your fisherman now.
Do you?
Indeed. Also, a lot of troublesome things out on that lake, in that cave. I'll look away a little bit.
Cave? What cave?
Well, you have a cave with what we believe, and I'll turn and look at everyone, and I'll look at Jacinda for a moment. Had a creature in it that was very, very frightening. Multiple, actually. From large ice-like golems to undead to what we think was a hag. And I'll look back up at him when I say hag.
So a hag prowling the lake, Dineshire. Seems about par for the course for everything that's going on now. It's just what we need.
Those undead...
Were you able to take care of it?
Well, not exactly.
But in a way, we most certainly did. You see, when we realized
He looks at you
that
and sees you
the
have just
creatures
a giant black eye. He's like, clearly.
were out of control, and there were so many of these evil, vile creatures. And then we saw the poor missing fishermen's dead bodies reanimated into these skeletal, terrible beings. We obviously needed to dispose of them, and on the way back, we thought, what better way than to support the citizens of this fine town than to take the boat back with us, so as they could not come back over the frozen area and the treacherous waters with the boat. You could say we may have saved everybody, honestly, but bringing the boat so the evil hag could not take it as her own.
Everybody just moves away.
I start like,
And everyone clapped.
yeah.
He furrows his brow and looks at you and says, as he steps forward, so I assume you have proof, then, of the demise at the hands of this hag of our friends Mark, Tom, and Travis, then, yes?
But
Is that Blink 182?
there it is. We found a boat that says bunch of knuckleheads on it.
Indeed, that was their boat, as they were a bunch of knuckleheads. But
The
you have
skeletons-
no physical proof of their bodies.
Well, they were skeletons, and they had fishing poles. There's one pole in the boat, but they're just bone. They could be any bone.
You see,
Exactly.
this is a bit troubling. I'm sorry for me be the one to tell you this. Are you ready?
He just sort of
Are you ready?
puts his hands out and shakes his head.
Well, it appears that this evil hag has been making food out of these poor creatures. So you see, I could not bring the bodies back because it appears as though she has made some type of food with them. And unless you would like me to bring you back food with your dead friends, I am sorry, but there is nothing that remains other than their skeletal beings.
So the hag still remains.
Well, I wasn't sent to kill a hag. I was sent to find the people if they were alive. Yes?
And you have proof.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to go over to the caves, then she's right there. I welcome you. Please
No,
go
not
to
of
the
the hag, I
1, 2, 3,
believe.
4th cave opening, I believe. The one at sea level. Go in, go up the waterfall, hang a right, go up these steps. It will trigger death and doom. And there will be some creature there to kill you. If you pass that creature, you can go forward, and that is where the hag will be.
I'm well aware of the dangers that this land has within it.
Oh,
Hags being one of them.
oh.
But your story, fanciful as it may seem, does seem to hold some weight. Although you still have not brought me proof that is exactly what happened to the fisherman we are looking for. But the evidence does point to that. But might I request that you take care of this hag for us?
The boat did have several empty ale bottles. I'm not sure if there's a correlation.
Yes,
Maybe
many
they
of
were
the
drinking and
fishermen
driving.
Many of the fishermen
Yeah.
take it out with them to keep warm while they
Right.
try to catch the knucklehead trout.
There was also signs of fresh blood in the cave. Now, we did not find individuals there. This could be maybe a perpetual problem?
Precisely why it needs to be dealt with. I
Do
do
you
not have the
know-
manpower to send from the town itself.
That was my next question.
So, Captain, let me level with you for a moment. So you don't have the resources to send to take care of this, so we're pretty much all you've got. I think we're still willing to do it, but it is hell in that cave. It's ice cold and it's still hell. If you had anything that could assist us along the way, maybe
Like crampons. I need crampons.
maybe a chest plate for our giant Goliath friend, maybe a scroll or two I could use, anything that you could send to help. Hell, a health potion would help out.
Oh,
It might make the journey easier.
He sort of smirks and says, perhaps I could help you out in that regard. Yes. One moment. And he turns and walks back through the door. And the guard to the south says, you all speak pretty straightforward to the captain there. Most people, they don't have the balls to do that.
Sorry, we're not from here.
Now, where are you from?
They're called ovaries. Thank you.
Wow, well, that is technically true. I believe we all hail from south of the spine of the world.
Ah, Southerners.
Well, I reckon.
Yes,
I
let
give
me
up.
pull out-
We're
let me
done.
pull out my-
That's it.
Okay, there we go. Sorry. I lost sound right after I made that request. I got it fixed though.
There we go.
Be happy.
Well, let's.
You didn't miss anything, will do.
Oh yeah?
We're not from here.
It's true. We're not from here.
We don't know the customs and cultures of the peoples of Tin Town. Sort of.
So probably about another 15 minutes goes by, and the captain still has not come back out. You're just sort of standing there.
I'm starting to get the feeling we were ghosted.
What did he say? He'd be right back?
Yes.
You were standing right here.
Yeah.
Alright, calm down
Are
for a
you
minute.
okay, Wilson?
It's a wizard thing. It happens to us, okay? We know a lot of magic stuff. I look at the guard. Is he really coming back, or should we just go?
If he says he was coming back, he's coming back.
Okay.
Okay, I'll just take a seat in your waiting area here, and I'll sit on the floor.
Yes, it's not
This
exactly like
is not
chair.
a welcoming place at all. And as almost as though you just spoke it into existence, the captain comes back out and walks up to you, Wilzu, and has a pouch in his hand. And he hands it to you and says, I'm still holding on to the reward that we promised you. The scroll, as well as the... whatever the magical gray bag is, I don't know. But... you asked for some potions, and we can afford that. And there are 5 health potions in here.
Well, now we're talking. I'll stand up and I'll take the bag from him. Well, Wes, looks like we finally have a means to an end here, huh?
Yeah.
Who's ready to go cave diving again?
Maybe tomorrow.
First in the morning. Yes.
Yeah.
First in the morning, and I look back at the captain.
Tomorrow.
I need to get some shopping done while we're in town. Who has the crampons?
Wilzu, make a perception check for me.
Yep.
Hold on 1 second. Okay. All right, we're good. He just nods his head at you and says, "We would be most grateful if you took care of this, because if we can't send our men out to fish for Knucklehead, then we will most certainly starve. Knucklehead have already been dwindling as it is, so this would mean a lot to our town. And I'm sure the speaker, Mr. Whalen, would be very appreciative.
Captain, may I ask you a question?
He steps over to you and says, yes.
I have my hand still securely on my gold. I don't trust anybody, even the captain. Do you know why they would have stopped randomly at that area?
Who would have
Is
stopped
that normal
where?
for fishers to do?
I suppose if they found a good fishing spot, then no. But if we're dealing with hags, then from what I understand, they have magics that can influence the mind. So maybe it was a combination of the two.
I
I'm
see.
not one to make guesses.
Okay, well, thank you. I do appreciate that insight.
Also, the boat is at the dock. If
Yeah.
some fans or their families want them.
I appreciate it. And I will be looking eagerly to your return. With good news, I hope.
Oh, what do you want from the hag?
He sort of looks up and thinks for a moment. Bring me her head.
Ooh.
I can appreciate that.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that. Sure.
I jotted it down.
He says, that will hopefully give the other fishermen here a little bit of hope, a little bit of confidence to go back out on the lake. We could use all the food we've got.
Right.
Our supplies are dwindling, and the future does not look bright if we cannot find some way to keep our people fed.
Very true.
Well, hopefully we'll be able to, especially with these now, we should stand a much better chance. We're gonna go ahead and rest up and get ready for the adventure again tomorrow.
Is there a general store we should visit?
There's quite a few throughout the town, but what are you looking for in particular?
I would like more oil and crampons.
Well, you should visit Harmon's general store. If you head just a bit south from here, you'll find it on the main road.
Does anybody have any, like, cool mystical items? Like, oh, you know, this is a cool, trendy store with weird things that are super cool. You know, like that. Like a hipster area.
I don't
Is
know
this
to
super
what you're referring,
vintage,
but I do
super
know.
powerful item, something like that.
I do not know what specifically you're referring to, but I do know that whatever it is you're looking for would require gold, and so, Jim, I will require you to put the gold you took from Wilzu back in his pocket, please.
Wow!
And he sort of looks down, and he pulls out 5 gold and hands it back to you, Wilzu.
Oh. Ah. And I look at him with disgust.
He just smiles at you.
I'd like to turn around to the guard by me and stare him dead in the eyes and say, I won't kill you now if you put my gold back if you took any.
Make an intimidation check.
Jeez. Oh, shit. Here we go.
He looks at you wide-eyed and says, I didn't take any gold, I promise. I promise you, I would never do that. I would never do that.
Okay.
Don't punch me.
Now, if I have any missing, I will find you.
Oh, shit. Well, I was hoping not to be a fugitive today, so...
Captain Arlegath looks at you and says, I wish you the best of fortune. And please report back to me once you have returned. And he turns around and walks away.
And I will leave.
Yes.
And that's where we're going to go ahead and call it tonight.
Mm.
Things in the cave took a little turn, didn't it?
We didn't accomplish a goddamn thing.
We got some health potions,
Yeah.
and we told them the fishermen are dead.
He gave us some health potions, I guess, for that. To
And
go
we
kill the
know
hag, so-
about the adventure group in Targos looking for the werebear, and then the Care Denival speakers, MIA.
I'm curious about the werebear. That's scary.
That is
Or
scary.
amazing.
Giant polar bear. If we see a polar bear now, we have to double check it's not also human.
We could ask it.
Either way, overall, you guys handled yourselves very well in the cave. Much better this time than last time. But
Yeah, we
True.
vamoosed this time.
It's,
Especially when the hag came out. We're fucking with that.
she's like, wait, where are you going? What are you guys doing? Oh man. All right, so how's everybody feeling?
All right.
You're in town. You're safe.
Wills
Thank
has
God.
suffered a bout of discouragement, but has ammunition to now try for the final time with the idea of it's either do or die this time around.
Third time's the charm.
Well, very good. Well, I guess that's where we're gonna go ahead and call it tonight, ladies and gentlemen. So, closing statements here. Thank you all for joining us this evening. This was definitely a good jumping off point for the first D&D stream of the new year. We will be back next Saturday, continuing right here where we left off. And then, of course, Monday, we'll be back continuing our Shadow of the Demon Lord campaign, where Jamie claims that he's not as mean to us as I am to y'all right now, but I disagree completely. So, if you enjoyed the stream and you're new here with us, give us a follow and join us in the future streams. If you want to support the channel, give us a sub or donate directly to us through the link down in our bio below. So, thank you all. Have a happy new year, and we will see you next time. Good night.
Bye-bye, y'all.
Peace.